Everyday chat and chart live during the New York session. Here, real traders share the raw truth, their mindset, technical analysis, and execution. This is where real traders show their skill set. Welcome to Tradin TV. This is your stage to shine.
Hello, hello. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, Matthew Vlogs, Raja, A Global Online. Happy to see you here again. Who else is here? Hi, hi, hi. Waiting 2 minutes. Yeah, camera and action. Yeah. Hello, Costel. How are you guys? How are you today? Bear with me a second. Hey, hi, Forex Killer. How you doing? Let's give a minute to see if Saif joins us. Maybe he's somewhere else. Just a second. Hello from Romania. Wow. Hello, hello. Get ready. There's some news in 30 minutes, and gold's been awful to me this morning. I've been losing gold down now. Yeah, it's actually it's crazy. I haven't been able to manage gold properly this morning. Anyway, it's what it is, so nothing else to regret. Hi, Sadiq. How you doing? Bank Nifty, gold down now, he said. Yeah, you're right. It's been down all morning, and I've been buying. So, Math U Vlogs, you are from Sri Lanka. Welcome. As I said, let's give it a minute. I'm not sure Saif is joining or not, so we'll give it a minute. All right.
Hello.
Hi, Saif. How
How
you
you doing?
doing?
All good, all good. I was hearing you from backstage, but I couldn't, I wasn't let in yet.
All right, it's fine, it's fine.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just saying, gold is been tricking me this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Been
I've been
buying.
buying.
You've been buying. Okay. So, I think, um, one second. Let me show you what I have. Now, unfortunately, one of my trades, I had two trades, two swings. If you remember them, the runners. One of them got stopped out yesterday at break even, and I still have the other one, luckily. Um, let me go here. Let me read what's happening here. Okay. Madhu Vlogs. Okay. What did I miss? Hello from Romania. Hi, Kosel. Okay, I'll take a break for live. Great. Great to have you. Sri Lanka, room, I can't by mistake. No problem. All right. So, let's get to it, guys. So, what I see in gold now is better seen on the lower time frame. So, yeah, this one got stopped out yesterday. We don't want it anymore. We still have this one running. And what happened with gold is the following. Now, it tried to break the previous low here to continue trending down. So it needs to keep making lower highs and lower lows, right? So what happened here? It got rejected from this area. So this was a potential failure swing. However, because of what's happening in the world, I stayed bearish. I stayed on my bias of being bearish on gold because oil is above $90 per barrel, which would cause inflation to go back up, which would cause dollar to strengthen, and then gold to go down, at least in this period, like during the next couple of months. So I stuck to my bias, and I took some sells yesterday from 160. After I got stopped out, I took another sell from 160, but I closed it this morning at 90. Um, and I think it's going to keep going down unless it breaks or closes above 4,200. That's the swing level here. Let me mark it 1 second. Okay, so if that level gets broken anytime soon, then we have a failure swing on the daily time frame. A failure swing means a failure to break the previous low and a break of the previous high, which invalidates the trend. Although it broke the trend line, if you draw a trend line here, you see it's broken, but that's not all you need to invalidate a trend. You need both sides of the equation, which is a failure to break new lows and a break of previous high. So this is the swing level here around 200, 4,200. That's how it would look on the daily. So now we've been making lower highs, lower lows, all good. And then if this happens here and it breaks above, I think it will continue going up. And we might start, or like most probably we'll need to change the bias. But as long as it's trending downwards and it's not breaking this level, I'm sorry. Come on. Okay, so here, today's candle broke yesterday's low. So if we have a close anywhere below 70 today, it's going to be very bearish for gold, and we continue dropping further. So what do you think, Rosa?
I was expecting for gold. I mean, it's been going down for half of the morning, London session, and I was expecting a reversal, a pretty good one, just in order to keep going back down. But that didn't happen. So it's been like down all the way through the morning. And to be honest, I'm a bit confused. I don't see clear levels for now. I've been enough beaten this morning for on the market side, so I don't have levels. So I'm still waiting. So I'm still seeing gold has to go up a little bit. When I say a little bit, is exactly around 200 pips, 200 pips.
Okay, so $20. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's doable. That can happen. Someone
that's what
is
I've been trying
complaining
this
about
morning.
my like the sound from my my end.
You sound your sound's okay.
I sound okay?
Hmm.
Okay, so it's from their side.
I guess so.
Good evening, Mesa. Saif, can you please check a candle at Asia Open today? You mean gold?
1 minute.
1 minute. What happened today? Let's see. No. Okay, so almost. Yeah, this one you mean? Yeah, it closed here and then it dropped all the way to 100s. Yeah, what's wrong with that, Mesa? Only 300 pips candle. Yeah, that happens during like low volume sessions or low volume times, such as midnight. So it's very common to see this on like lower time frames, such as the 1 minute. Okay, solve it. Great. News pending in 5 minutes. Yeah, we have news coming from Europe. they're going to decide the interest rate, but I think they're not going to cut rates or hike rates. It's going to stay unchanged because inflation is going back up. So nothing to do currently because the readings of CPI and the inflation readings that came from Europe are not very reliable now because they only reflect June when there was a ceasefire and the memorandum of understanding between Iran and the US. Now all of this is gone. So I think, and add to that, oil went back up. So I think all of this will change the picture for the coming months. So I believe they will just like stay unchanged and wait for more data to make their decision. Okay. Okay, I will take a look at uh, cable GPUSD between Asia and London. The chart make a break. I have saw this many times. Okay. 4 hour trend line. You mean trend line fake out? Where is it? I'm not sure what you mean,
Hmm.
Shakti. Today's trend.
Today's trend downtrend. He means I'm not sure.
Today's trend. This one. You mean this one here? When it went below 100, then went back up? Because that's, I think, the same candle that Mesa is talking about. It's the first minute of the Asian session. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's what you mean. Times, yep. Yeah, so Rosa, you were saying.
I was saying these 200 pips is what I've been waiting for all morning, and it didn't happen. So I'm not sure. As I said, I don't know what the bias is going to be um, after the news are released in 20 minutes. So I'm quite confused about gold because I've been studying what gold does when this news came up uh, every other time in the past, and the behavior is quite different from what I expected. So I'd rather stay put and don't trade for now. Let's see. Let's see. So I'm quite confused by gold. It's not.
But
It's not.
forget about the news for now because nothing of high impact, to be honest. It's already expected to see
Yeah.
no change in Europe, and the initial jobless claims don't change, don't move the market much unless they're dramatic. So I think let's just focus on what's it called? Let's focus on the charts and on technicals for
Hmm.
now because today has nothing of high impact, in my opinion.
Hmm. Hopefully.
Now, look what we have here. We have this trend line. I just drew this trend line in front of
Hmm.
you, and on the 15 minutes, by the way. And it connected perfectly. And here, if we zoom in, you can see we have a 15-minute bullish engulfing candle.
Polish engulfing. Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm going to wait to see more an invalidation to this downtrend here. If this gets invalidated, I'm going up with it.
Hmm.
Now, I might just um, buy from here with my stops at 72, but I wasn't planning on buying today. Um, I thought it's going deeper to the downside. Um, yeah, but that trend line is actually legit. It's good.
Hmm.
What do you think, Rosa? What should we do? Because
Yeah,
if you're
I'm just
buying, you
waiting.
should buy now.
No, I'm waiting for buy. I have a small buy, like a few micro lots, just to not forget about this buy. But then I'm just waiting until I have the confirmation. If I have it, nothing clear to me for now. By the way, let me talk about a broker. I'm having serious problems with them so far, and it's the broker I've been using so far. And I want to talk about it just in case someone else is using this broker. Live chat's not available anymore since I don't know. It's been down for at least 2 weeks.
Oh wow,
Uh, they won't
that's bad news.
answer the email either. I have my funds in there and I'm not able to withdraw anymore. So uh, I
Yeah,
know what it
unfortunately,
means.
I've been there, and I know how that feels. It's not the best.
Yeah, not the best day to me actually.
Oh,
um, because
sorry to
I was
hear that.
yeah, I was expecting to withdraw uh, an an important amount of money today, and I haven't been able for the all morning. And I've been trying to contact them. It's not working. Absolutely, nothing's working with them. So I think what it means, and I'm going to say the broker out loud just in case. I know I shouldn't, but it's not.
No,
But
go ahead.
I think it can help some others. So it's Vantage
Yeah,
Markets.
grill them.
Yep, I've been working with them for years. Not a single problem ever.
They were
I've been
advantage,
Vantage, yeah,
advantage. Yeah.
and now it's what it is. So I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble now.
Advantage are actually like big.
Hmm?
How come? I don't know if they're like shut down or something. I have no idea.
I don't know. I have a ticket open with them when I started like seeing or I don't know feeling something was wrong, and I couldn't withdraw an amount, a small amount, and the ticket is from the 29th of June,
Hmm.
so it's nearly a month.
Yeah.
And I thought, it doesn't matter. Let's keep going. Maybe some technical issues. Okay. And now I've been trying to withdraw, and absolutely not. Nothing. No face recognition, no support, nothing works, nothing. Everything stopped.
Hmm.
Yep. So
That's bad news.
I
Not
know.
gonna lie to you.
I know. So yeah, not really happy today. So maybe that's the reason I am not able to see the market
Yeah,
as
yeah,
I should.
that plays a big role, of course. I say like don't trade today because you'll just like take it out on the market. Just like
Oh yeah, I mean, if I take a trade, it'd be a small trade, just a few euros up or down,
hmm.
just because I like it, but nothing important. Because I'm not, my mind's not where it should be.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. That's not easy. Like I've been there. I told you. I think my story.
Yeah, mm, you
It's
told me.
it's the worst.
Hmm.
That's why I like trading.
The main reason I asked for this withdrawal um,
Is to move them to trading maybe.
is
Yeah.
to move them to trading, and it's a big amount, at least to me. So,
Hmm.
so I am now I'm held in hell.
Hopefully something happens and they just answer you and like just give you your money. But
Um,
do you have any idea where they're regulated? Which country?
I don't know actually. I think it was Seychelles. Uh, but honestly, I've been reading on the internet
Like
the latest comments.
if they're regulated in a good place, you can go after them. But if it's like offshore, like Seychelles or
Oh no, no, that's offshore for sure. I
mm,
have no doubt. There's no regulations like let's say in Australia or well London. No way.
uh,
Not even Australia. So that's for sure.
that's a problem.
Hmm. I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble now.
I don't know what to tell you, honestly. Like that's the worst feeling in the world. Like that's your hard-earned money. Like I've been there, like not
Mm.
very uh, long ago. So yeah,
Yeah, it's difficult days. Because I didn't withdraw for the last 2 months, just waiting for the big one, and then anyway.
yeah. Bank Nifty is saying try to contact their Dubai office from LinkedIn. Maybe that's a good idea.
Did you buy office from this broker?
I think so. Like otherwise, why would he say? Just like Google their Dubai
Yeah, in my
office.
past.
If it's closed or something, then they're gone.
Okay.
Okay, let me answer
Sure.
Isaac. He wanted me to look at GBP USD. So on the weekly, it's very bearish, and even the daily, it's below all moving averages, and it looks very, very bearish to me. On the 4 hours, it's like it has some obstacles in the way, which is the 200-day moving average and the 126-day moving average. It's currently at them. So if you have any close below this area, which is
Hmm.
1.333, that would mean something else. But as long as you're above, I wouldn't buy, I wouldn't sell, I wouldn't do anything here, to be honest. I would want to see it close below this before I decide to enter. But if I was going to enter, I would definitely go with sells, but not just yet. I hope I answered your question. Hello, Soham. In my past, I have learned the market to have patience. The important thing is to keep your money. Markets makers teaching you to keep them, not to spend. That knowledge you will screw 1 second. Okay, cool. Thanks, Rosa. We don't know someone who could help us in this kind of case. If it's sold soon, let us know. We'll pray for you as we can do anything except
I
supporting.
I don't think they have offices in Dubai, because in Dubai there's another firm called Vantage Capital Markets, which is not the same.
That's a different company.
It's
Yeah.
a different company. Yeah, it's Vantage Markets altogether. Vantage Markets or Vantage International.
Wasn't it Vantage FX or
No, no, that's another one.
that's another one? Okay. Okay, Mesa is saying I was researching and someone said there's algo execution at levels of very big orders, which cause these kinds of candles as I'm trying to learn candle behaviors. Normally, yes. Now, what happens is the following. Let me tell you how this candle forms, especially during very low volume times. So it starts with a slightly bigger than usual order. Okay, so for example, the usual is those are just numbers for like for fun. Okay, so let's imagine that the usual is 10,000 lots at that time of the day. Now, suddenly it became 15, 16,000 lots at that specific moment. So what happens is that triggers algos which um, which sell because they sensed or they caught this high selling pressure. So what they do is they start selling for a few pips and then they go out. And so yeah, it has algo to it, of course. Okay. Yeah, and GBP is breaking actually. It's breaking below this, and euro is back below 1.14. Um, I want to see it close below 1.1390 because this is the pivot point for me here. So all as expected, they did not.
Mm.
1 second, let me refresh. Yeah, they did not change anything. They did not hike. They did not cut rates. it stayed unchanged. Now, 5 minutes from now, we have the initial jobless claims, and then 20 minutes from now, we have the ECB press conference. So whoever is trading um, Euro USD or any Euro pair, be careful with that because there might be some volatility around Euro, and I think it's going to be to the downside, not the upside. By the way, Rosa, it got invalidated, the engulfing candle that I just showed. Let me go to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Here, look, it got invalidated. That's why I wanted to see it like invalidate this first, the downtrend, and then we decide to go up with it. For now, let's keep holding the sells. I wish I held my sells from today. That's another like 200 pips. That's fine. It still has like still has a chance to reverse from here to the upside, but it all depends how this candle closes and how the hourly closes. For now, they all look very bearish.
Very bearish.
Very bearish for now. So, okay, here's the daily engulfing. It has to close like this before we decide that it's an engulfing candle, because it just might reverse and close somewhere around here. So that's a mistake I used to do. Like when I see an engulfing candle and I see a daily break, like if it breaks a previous daily high or low, I get excited. Yeah, that's an engulfing. Let me go in. And you have no idea how many times I was wrong. That's closer to the beginnings of me being a trader, but it was right after I discovered the engulfing candle. I told you the story of the engulfing candle. Now, it was right after it, so I thought, like, how come it doesn't work? Like, I tested it, and I went back years in charts to see what moves or what reverses the markets or what reverses moves, and it was the engulfing candle. How come it's not working? Simply because it's not an engulfing candle yet. So you need to wait for the close, and that's when I learned how important closes are.
And you're right, for an engulfing candle, you actually have to wait until it's closed. That happened to me times as well.
Can you explain price action here with the again? Sure. Let me see what we have in the chat.
Okay, I'm just setting up some cells just in case.
I already see gold by the end of July. I cannot time the market, my friend. I don't know, so. But I think it should be below 4,000 or at least 4,100 if it's continuing the drop. Like there's, I prefer Euro USD for swing and scalping gold, but on summer for swing markets does not give me many opportunities. My opinion and recommend. That's cool. That's nice. Can you explain price action Euro USD? Let's go back to Euro USD. Yeah, so as I told you, like it's been trending down, and I had this level marked since a very long time ago. And now I'm waiting, like it just retested this and got rejected from it, retested again, got rejected from it. And today we were close to 1.1430, 1.1340 pips. And then what happened is it got rejected and we have this area. Now, this level is very important. If we have any closes below this level, which is around, like for example, if we close at 1.1360, that would be great for the continuation of this downtrend. Make sense? So let's see how today closes. Let's take a look at the dollar. Remember last week, Rosa, I told you, like we have this break, but it's still not very, I'm not going to consider it a valid break to the trend line.
Break of the trend line,
because it might just go back up from here, and that's exactly what's happening now. Okay, so since we have a new slope, let me see if that connects to this. That works sometimes. Yep. So I align it with the low before this one. This way it becomes closer to the 200-day moving average reading. So this becomes my new trend line for now. Okay,
Okay.
because the first one was broken. It's a chart. So yeah, like by ignoring this chunk of data here and prices, by ignoring this chunk, you included almost all the data, all the like the remaining data. So that's why I do this sometimes. Like, what
Hmm.
happens if I exclude this? Would I get a clean trend slope? Sometimes I do, and this is one of them. That's why I do what I do. We go to the hourly. Wow, that's very bullish. So initial jobless claims. Wow, that came very positive. So it was expected to get 211,000 jobless claims. It came much lower at 187,000 jobless claims. So less people are claiming to be jobless in the US, which is very healthy for the jobs market and the labor market in general,
Hmm.
which is positive for the dollar because that means they can hike rates without worrying about cracking the jobs market. So that's that. Um, it's very positive for the dollar, and that explains this explosion now. 15 minutes. You know what? After this, I don't think we're going to see gold return up. It's going to continue going down. I heard you, Rosa, saying that you're going to prepare some cells just in case. Do you take
Yeah,
any?
yeah. No, they are ready, and they are ready at 40.85.
40.85. Okay.
Then
Uh,
if I see my setup forming there, I'll be joining the
That's a
cells.
great place to sell, actually. Stop loss is no further than 89, 90, maybe.
Yeah, 90. I have mine.
Yeah, 90 is great, actually. But it might not reach there. It might just
Hmm.
go down here and then retest this intersection between this trend line and this trend line and then continue dropping. Let's wait and see. We're in the business of waiting, guys. Short bet. Sell is saying 1.1350 retest and will go upside the zone. I doubt, to be honest. I disagree with this. If it closes below 1.1380, 1.1370, it's going down. Talking about euro, guys, by the way. Rosa, for how long have you been trading with them? I believe he's referring to Vantage.
Yes, many years, around 8 years, 9 years already,
You never had any problems with them, yeah?
ever.
Hmm.
Mm. That's why I kept having more and more money with them.
Hmm.
And up until today.
I swear to God, I know how it feels. It's like my heart is with
Devastating.
you. Yeah, my
Yeah.
heart is with you, honestly. Like I know how that feels.
Mm.
It feels just unfair. Like why would you do that? Like,
Yes. Yeah.
but you'll come to the realization that it's not personal. They did it to another like tens of thousands of people. So
I know, I
yeah,
know.
yeah, they
But
just suck. That's it.
in the
It's
end,
them,
I
not
don't
you.
know how much money the other people have. It's a lot of money to me to have there, and I won't have it anymore. So I've been trying, even withdrawing to crypto and things like that, just to see, and nothing. It's all stopped.
Yeah, but I think like it's not necessarily that they're thieves and they don't want to pay people their money. Maybe they just lost it and they went out of business. Maybe that's
Mm,
the case.
yeah, it looks
But
like that.
that's not your fault. I understand.
I know, yeah.
Okay, guys, what questions do you have?
Gold's killing me today, actually. It's like, this downtrend's just crazy. And actually, I'm not sure why I've been insisting on going long. Okay, I have clear signals, that's right, but downtrend was so clear from first thing in the morning. Hmm.
It's going down.
Hopefully it drops, like it dies.
It dies. Yeah. Okay, so we have this original trend line and we have this speed line. So the way I look at it, it's either we do this, which is here, stop around here, and TP around 40, 43. So we have either this or it breaks this and we go back to this one here
Hmm.
and we get a sell somewhere around 110 with stops above 130, which is the previous high, and we target this.
Oh, I closed
So
the pending order, sorry.
so both of them are 1 to 3.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, they're both worth the try because like even if you lose one of them, the other one can compensate for the loss. But if you lose both of them, then what can you say? It's just bad luck.
Hmm.
But I think you can like you can see or like you can see it build up from here. If it like builds a bullish, um, if it looks bullish from here, like if, while going up while correcting, because like corrections are much slower than impulsive moves, right? So we'll see it if like it goes up impulsively to break this, like, and the first one might get invalidated. Then maybe it's not a good idea to take the second one, but we'll wait and see. It's good. Like if you risk what like 0.5% on this, you'll get
Hmm.
1.5%, which is great for one trade. Hmm. Okay. Sorry, mistake advantage is very big broker. We didn't expect that from them. Here's keep $1 back in 2020. Oh, really? Raja trades with them or used to trade with them?
Sorry,
I
say
don't
again?
know. عارف السaying Raja Banks is
Oh, Raja Banks, yeah.
yeah, used to keep millions of dollars with them back in 2020.
They are so big
He a
that
millionaire in 2020? I'm not sure.
keep $1 million. I don't know, but I don't have a
When did I
million.
meet him? It was 2022. I don't think he had $1 million in 2020. Because the first time I saw him and like we became friends, it was 2022, and like it has been just like recently uh, that he hit the first million. I remember he did a challenge, which was $50,000. He continued growing those to I don't know how much, like crazy number of millions, maybe 5 million, 6 million, or something like that.
Wow, really?
Yeah, yeah. Daily, he used to make what like 1% or 2%. and just closes for the day. And he had this documented on his YouTube channel.
Mm.
I never really understood his strategy or like his edge, but he used to trade very simply. Like he made it look simple. Um, but I don't know, like it works. It worked for him. It definitely wouldn't work for me. I know without
Mm.
trying.
It was very different strategy of you are used to,
Yeah, my
or
strategy haven't changed since I don't know forever. But yeah, Arif is saying 50K to 9 million.
wow.
Yeah, so let me tell you how he trades. I remember he goes to the 30 minutes, and then yeah, for example, he marks this area. Yeah, here
Hmm.
he says we have this area here, and we have what's the this is the top of the range and this is the bottom of the range, correct?
Hmm.
So he waits for one candle to close either up or below. So it closes below here. So once this candle closes here, what he does is he enters. Sometimes he goes to 15 minutes to get better entries, but in this case, it does not matter. Okay, so we go back to 30. When this closes here, he waits for a slight correction and then he sells with his stops above this candle here. And he used to call it, I had like a free range to the left side. So he used to take profit around this area here. So it's barely one to one. It's one to one, yeah. But he had a very high success rate or win rate.
Wow.
So that's basically how he worked. Like he closes at the first support he gets in his way.
Hmm.
So again, he waits for one candle to close outside of this range, and then once it closes, he enters with stops above the candle inside the range, and then he targets the first support or structure point in his way. So he gets usually one to one, and he used to brag about one to one. I remember one to one. He was like, "Yeah, I only do one to one, and look, we're making millions. We're making money." Uh,
Wow.
Roger Banks is actually phenomenal in my opinion. He's one of the very few people, regardless of whether he actually made that amount of money, because most of the money was made on the mini markets, his own broker. So people or like there was some skeptics.
Hmm.
But regardless of the fact, either he made it on his own broker or other brokers, I think this guy is a hustler. This guy is very smart and he knows how to make money. Whether it was like from trading, from sales, from magic keys, whatever, this guy knows how to make money, and I respect him for that.
Of course. Wow.
Yeah, I saw him last time I was in Dubai. Was it? Yeah, it was January or February, maybe. Lovely guy. Okay, so back to our thing. So Rosa, since you're like you scalp and you do day trades and stuff, what do you think of the strategy I just explained?
Um, I'll get a bit confused on what's the next support or resistance point.
It's basically anywhere you get a rejection from or anywhere you get a reaction from. So this is
Okay.
one, this is two, this is three. He only
Then,
like he tries to catch the something that looks like this, like clean ranges here. So
hmm,
that this is the next major support here.
hmm. But then it's not always one to one, right? Because sometimes you
Sometimes
have.
it goes more, sometimes it
Okay.
goes more, yeah.
Okay.
But like his main objective was one to one.
Hmm. I'm not very good at defining ranges. I
Yeah.
have to say. When I say I'm not good, is because it's very sometimes it's subjective to me. So I every time I've tried, and people say that's a range. If I have to do it on my own with no one showing me, I will draw something different. Similar, I mean the range is but different. So the areas or on where am I going to start trading, they are always different. So
Yeah,
it's like the using the Fibonacci. I think it's a fantastic tool, but I
yeah, I
have
love it.
never
I love it. Yes.
understand, and I love it, and sometimes I use it. But when I've been trying to learn how to use it properly, sometimes they say, okay, this is the min and the max, right? So this is the range we're going to trade. But then sometimes the signal's not there, and then they say, okay, but actually the bigger trend is a little bit above. So they expand the Fibonacci until there's a signal somewhere, It's like you
Yeah,
think
like this usually does not work, to be
uh,
honest. Like if
that's
you
that's
try
why
to like match it to your
to
own
your
view,
expectations,
like
yeah.
yeah, like come on, like that's not analysis anymore. That's just you like fooling around with indicators and tools.
This is
So
actually why I love the tool, uh, but I don't use it very much because it's I wouldn't be able to reproduce when again and again and again the same thing. Maybe it's me not understanding the tool actually.
yeah, many people like don't need such tools. Like, but for me, like I actually enjoy using Fibonacci because it made sense. The minute I studied Fibonacci, the guy himself.
Hmm.
Um, and when I saw the applications of Fibonacci, it was mind blowing. Like everything is Fibonacci in our life. Everything goes by the phi or the golden ratio. Whether it was the universe, whether it was the animal world, whether it was
Hmm.
plants, us humans. So, like, it applies to everything. So, how come it does not apply to the markets? Or why wouldn't it apply to the markets, which has tons of humans in it? So, since it applies to humans, it has to apply to markets. And once you know how to use it right, it's a game changer for me. Okay,
I would
Arif
love to
says,
know how to apply
sorry,
it.
go ahead. Sorry, what?
No, no, no. I would love to know how to apply it properly, like so I can do it over and over the same way, but I'm not able to.
Okay, guys, I have an idea. Um, let's vote. Who wants us
Yes,
to
I
talk
vote
about
yes.
Fibonacci now? Okay, so Rosa is the first vote for yes.
And I still don't know what you were asking, but
Yes, yes. I was asking who wants a crash course on Fibonacci now. Okay, Arif is saying he also trades his strategy. He's referring to Raja Banks. From 2 years, he simply trades support and resistance and price action. And how is that going for you, Arif? Are you making like decent living out of this? Because I haven't tried it, so I want to ask someone who has. We have another yes. Adam is saying I am good at SMC and supply and demand. Why using indicators? Well, congratulations. Don't use indicators.
it's
But
a
guys,
it's
I
a yes
think
for me.
yeah, we have two yeses for now. If we get five, we're going to
Okay,
start. I don't see like enough enthusiasm.
come on, guys.
Okay. I
These
doubt it
master
would go
classes,
back.
if so, sorry to interrupt, but I was saying
No problem.
these master classes, even if you don't believe in indicators or you don't care about ICT or whatever, they are magnificent just because you can understand things, not because you have to apply them or use them, but to understand how they work and how can you then use your own tools to your benefit.
True.
And learning is always good. So, do you want I don't know, a crash course on ICT? And I would say yes right now. And I don't understand. I won't use it, but still.
Hmm.
Oh, I can see another yes. So it's 3 yeses and 4 yeses from
Yes,
someone.
100%. One, two, three. Those are cheating. Okay.
Paris, yes. I'm also a range trader, but I don't use FIPS. I vote for the course. Okay.
Would work. Okay, so we have 4 yeses. I'm not counting yours, Rosa.
Of course not. Yeah, I know. I knew.
I have read the book Reading the Zone for me. It's
Oh,
really
you've
good.
got plenty of yeses, so go ahead.
Yeah, Costel, that's a great book. Trading the Zone is
Mm.
amazing. The mentor has been sitting patiently for so long waiting for this one proper trade. He could have taken many trades, but he didn't. He waited because he wanted only one high quality profitable trade. Cool. Who said that? Who's the mentor? Okay, so one, two. Okay, we got to the five. Let's start. So, guys, do you have any idea how it all started? I mean, the Fibonacci thing. There was this guy called Leonardo Pisa or Leonardo Fibonacci. This guy was a mathematician from Italy, and he used to do also like he used to be a thief as well as a side job. This is not a joke, by the way. This is true story. So he was a mathematician, but he used to steal stuff as well. So that's just a fun fact. It does not have anything to do with Fibonacci. Anyway, so he had this problem in his book, which was, let me have it in writing. There's the text. We go here. Okay, so he had this problem in his book, which was how many rabbits can I get from one pair in 1 year, knowing that each pair bears another pair each month. Okay, did you like understand this, or should I repeat it again?
I'm just listening.
Again. So there was a problem. How many pairs of rabbits can I get in 1 year, or how many rabbits can I produce in 1 year with one pair of rabbits, knowing that each pair produces another pair each month? So he came up with this. There was this, like he came with the following sequel. So it was the first pair produces another pair, correct? Sorry. Okay, so then it becomes two because this pair produces one and this pair produces one, correct? So two pairs. And then you go to three, then you go to five, then you go to eight, then you go to 13, then you go to 21, then you go to 34, then you go to 55, then you go to and 89, then you go to 144, and so on. Okay, so after he got to this sequel here, he discovered something very interesting, which is the closer you get, like the closer you go or the deeper you go in the sequel, there is a relationship between those numbers. So, for example, let me open another box here. So let's take 55, for example, or like 89, for example. Okay, so what you do is you say 89 minus 55. Okay, that's here, divided by the previous number, which is 55.
55.
Correct?
Mm.
You get 0.618, which is 61.8. It goes to like the deeper you go, it becomes closer to 0.618. But before that, it like it be, like it becomes like 62%, 61.9, 61.95, and then the deeper you go, it becomes closer, and then it reaches 61.8, which is later described in math as phi, which is the golden ratio, which is
Hmm.
61.8, is the most important Fibonacci number. So we know where it came from. Now we need to understand how it's applied. There are two tools for Fibonacci. Now, since it applies to many things in life, I encourage you to go and read about Fibonacci and how it works like magic in the real world. Um, I want to tell you how it works in the market. So we have this wave, correct? We have this wave. You can obviously see this wave, this downward wave, correct?
Hmm.
Perfect. Now, people or like humans caused price to go from this point to this point. Now, those same humans are going to be interested to buy or to sell again from where? Like, where is it going to correct to? So there was this tool invented, which was the Fibonacci retracements. You go all the way to from here to here, and then boom, look where it stopped around the 61.8 area. Okay, so maybe that's just luck. Let's try it here. So there was this impulsive move here. We need to know where the correction ends. It started to correct, right? Now, I want to go with the trend. I want to trade the trend. I want to go short in a downtrend. So where should I go short? Simply, I do this and I do this. Like I take it from this point to this point. Then I have this area, which was the 61.8, but then it went slightly above to 70%. Okay, so let's try it again. We want bigger moves because bigger moves have more emotions and bigger. Okay, here again, from this point to this point, it stopped here around 61.8 area. So this discovery made the Fibonacci tool, the Fibonacci retracement tool, very important in markets because it shows you where the market should stop. Now, here, like the most recent move, which is this one here, it's still around the 50% area. It got very close to the 61.8, but then it got rejected, and we have this right here. Now, another way to use Fibonacci is, and by the way, no, before I move to the next point, let me tell you something. In Fibonacci, you always draw, like anything on the chart, you draw it from left to right. So if you want to know what's happening or what's going to happen or what's the amount of correction or retracement that is going to happen after such a move, you put the first point of Fibonacci here and you drag it all the way to the end of the same wave. Okay, so you get the next wave potentially where it's going to stop. So it's always from left to right, and you take a whole wave because I want to know how much of this wave will be corrected. This is the impulsive move. I want to know how much is going to be corrected. So I take it from here to here, which is this point to this point. Let me circle them 1 second. No, why path? So I want this point to this point. Is it big enough? The point, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the highest point of the wave, and this is the lowest point of the wave, correct? Okay, so now we know where to sell if we're in a downtrend. Anywhere around this area, which magically became the swing level that we talked about in the beginning, yeah, which is a 61.8. Now, if I want to know where price is going, I can use the Fibonacci retracements, but this time not with the trend, this time against the trend. What does that mean? It's also from left to right, but it should be against the trend. So I take this point, this is the lowest point, and I go all the way to this area, which is the top of this correction wave. Okay, so I target what? 1.414. Why 1.414? This is personal experience and personal invention. Like nobody told me about this. I just like, and it's not in the books. The 1.272 and the 1.414. So personally, what I do is those levels. I have two levels, which are the 1.272 and 1.414. Anywhere around this area is a good place for me to take profit. Okay, so this is the first way to use Fibonacci to know where price is going when you're with the trend. Okay, so the second one is Fibonacci extensions. Now, Fibonacci extensions, when you're in very strong trends and when you're in very strong waves, it works best. So we have a very close correction here. Like this correction almost like made the double top with this one, right? So in this case, the Fibonacci extensions works best. So what you do is it's a 3-point tool instead. Like when you compare it to the retracements tool, it has 2 points. This one has 3. So this is the first point. This is 1. This is 2, which is the lowest point of this wave, and then you go to the highest point of the correction, and you get levels. So the levels are 3,755, 775, and then 3,500, and so on and so on, until like it reaches all the what's it called? All targets. But usually the targets that actually get hit, like statistically speaking, the 1.6118, which is 160, like 1.618, or like 161% of the previous move, which is this. So you can calculate it with a calculator, but no need, because like you have this tool. So just to recap, we have two tools, which are we have many tools actually, but the tools I use and I understand the best are Fibonacci retracements and Fibonacci extensions. Fibonacci retracements can be used for conservative TPs, not only retracements. And the Fibonacci extensions only work in very strong waves, or very high volume waves, so to speak. Okay. I was saying, please explain again. What would you like me to explain? I'll go again and then like explain it again. But I need to know what you didn't understand first. Rosa, what do you think?
It's amazing. I'm just taking some notes and just stamping the time so I can rewatch it later.
Okay.
Because these two levels you mentioned to take profits, I like them. So I might go and try to do myself some Fibos with these levels.
Yeah, I think it works very well with your strategy, by the way. It would work well with your
Yes,
strategy.
that's why I'll rewatch it later. Yeah, it's very, very interesting what you said.
Yeah, so
The
let me
only
try it. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, the only question I have is how do you define a wave? So let's see, it's going back a little bit and it retraces to 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Once it retraces 50%, do you still think the original, the highest point is the one you selected, or you move the highest point to this 50% retracement? So when do you invalidate this retracement back and say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that was the starting point of a FIVO, but it's not anymore? or you don't.
Yeah, but you draw the FIBO after the fact, not before. For example, let me give you this example again. Now, after this wave finished, it started to reject to the upside, correct?
Okay.
Like, yeah, this whole wave just finished, correct? Because it went back and it invalidated the downtrend, the smaller downtrend, which is this
Yeah.
wave, correct? We saw a failure swing and it went, and then it went to sweep liquidity from below, and it continued to go up. Now, trend followers usually what they do is they want to know where is it going to stop. It's either they use trend lines or moving averages or a mix of both plus Fibonacci
Mm.
retracements. So I already have this and this, which is the
All
highest
right.
point and lowest point. I'm not going to guess anything. What I'm trying to guess is where is it going to most likely stop correcting. So
Okay.
it's usually between the 50% area and the 61.8 area. If it reaches 61.8, that's an amazing place to actually look for setups from. Again, guys, this is very important. Fibonacci cannot be used on its own. You need to understand trends. You need to understand. You need to have a setup. You need to have an edge first before using Fibonacci. So what I do here, like I have a trend line, correct? Here, like Fibonacci told me it's going to stop somewhere around this area, around 4,200, right? So do I just like blindly place a sell limit at 4,200? Absolutely not. What I do is I zoom in and I wait for a setup around this area, which is what? Which is an engulfing candle around here. And that's what I got here.
Okay.
I got an engulfing candle here, right? So as per my strategy, I wait for a 50% retracement of this engulfing candle. So what's 50% of, let me show you. So I want to see 50% retracement of this. By the way, I'm taking only the retracement of this candle. You can do it like visually, like you
Okay.
just mark the middle of it, or you just use Fibonacci. If you're so crazy about Fibonacci, you can use Fibonacci as well and see where the 50% level is. It's going to be where? It's going to be exactly around this area. So I managed to enter around this area, which is great. And then, boom, look what happened. So it's not only Fibonacci that made me take this trade. If I was trading Fibonacci, I would have gotten a very good or a much better entry, which is here rather than here. But no, I waited for my setup. I saw the setup here. I placed my sell limit and then boom, it caught it and we dropped. So just like another disclaimer, guys, this is not to be used alone. You have to use it with other things. By the way, gold went all the way to 40.
Okay.
It's going crazy now. Thank God I still have one trade running. Okay. So 30 minutes, those are gone.
Oh, it's okay. Still going down.
Yeah, I think this is even like this also got invalidated. So as long as we're closing below it,
Hmm.
nothing to worry about. Gold is continuing to drop. Even silver just like went crazy. It's at 57 now. Look, boom. What a drop, man. Let's take a look at the daily. So on the daily, silver is also forming a bearish engulfing.
This is daily. Okay. Still engulfing. Okay.
Yes, yeah, it's like it hasn't closed yet,
Hmm.
so it might change. Okay, how to know if it will reverse from 61.8 or 78? Yeah, great question, and that's what exactly I was saying. You need to wait for your own setup around that area. That area just gives you a heads up, like oh, take care, there's going to be something here. There might be a rejection from this area. So what you do is you wait for your setup and you execute only when you see your setup.
Hmm.
Okay, very amused and thankful for broadening my view, understand the usage of Fibonacci along with the strategy that can go and work with the results. Glad to hear that. Straight with Fib, I used Asian search, Asian to London. I don't have many words to write in common zone. Okay, so Costel is saying he uses Fibonacci from the Asian high or like from Asian high or low to London high or low. That doesn't work very well here because that concept came from originally, like I mean the sessions and stuff. It's pretty new, and it comes from ICT and SMC. So you cannot use a classic technical analysis tool with something very modern, so to speak, because Fibonacci relies on whole waves. Okay, so from Asia to London, what happens if it just stays in range? Like, what would you get from Fibonacci? Nothing,
Hmm.
correct? So that's why I'm telling you, you need to think in waves. You need to think in impulsive and corrective waves. Now, each wave has many waves inside of it. So, for example, this is a wave, right? And this is a wave, and this is a wave, and this is a wave. And all of this is a wave, but it has like smaller waves inside. Like if you compare this, how many pips is this? From here all the way to here. It's $1,200, correct? So how big is this? It's $900. So you need to just like open your mind and try to look at the market as waves. So some people without like the proper experience and the proper practice, looking for waves, they would say this is a wave and 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 this is a wave. Correct, but not entirely. Why? Because if you're comparing this to this, you're wrong. You need to compare all of this with all of this. That's how you think in waves. Okay, the highest point and lowest point after place fib, correct. Okay, so Arif is asking the thing you discovered for yourself. Explain that. Okay, he wants me to explain the 1.27, the 1.414. So, you know how it is when you're like still trying with your setup, or you're still optimizing your strategy and your edge. You keep playing around with stuff, correct? So in the past, I used to place TPs that very rarely hit or get filled. It always like goes very close to my TP and then it reverses. So I wanted to fix that problem. I thought, let me play around with the tools. Let me see if Fibonacci has the answer. And luckily, it had the answer.
You found
If
it.
you go to Fibonacci, sorry?
No, I mean you found the answer on Fibonacci's.
Yeah. So let me show you in practice. Okay, so we go to the coordinates, and no, not really here. The style, and then you go to the numbers. I saw some numbers here, like 1.414. I saw 1.272, which were actually turned off. I said, how about I turn on everything and I see where the price actually reacts from. So I turned on everything and I started taking notes and I started testing, back testing, until I got to the point that sometimes it stops, like most of the times it stops between 1.272 and 1.414. Sometimes 1.272 and sometimes 1.414. So it's either or. So anywhere between those can be actually a good what's it called, a good target area or a good TP area. So how do I use it? Let me tell you again. It's actually very interesting. I love using this. So we had this correction, correct? Now I want to see after I sold here, where is it going to go? Because this trade is still going, so I cannot tell you that it worked or not yet. So let's go to this one. Let's imagine I sold here. I want to see where it's going. So I take Fibonacci retracements from left to right, but this time against the trend, not with the trend, because I want extensions. When you go with the trend, that's when you get retracements. So I want to get extensions, so I go from this point to this point, and I just extend to see the numbers easier. So where did it stop? Around the 1.272 area. Let's try it with another example. So we have, for example, this trend line here. Okay, so we have a trend line. We used to have a trend line here, like a faster trend around this area, correct? So let's say, for example, I sold around this area. So if I take Fibonacci from here to here, where did it stop? 1.272. So that's the point I'm trying to tell you, that it's just trial and error, because at the beginning with extensions I used to rely on 1.618 because it's the golden ratio, but my hit rate wasn't very impressive. So I wanted, and like, you know the feeling when it comes very close to your TP and then reverses most of the time, then there's a problem with your TP placement. That's why I went and like played around with the tools until I found the answer with Fibonacci. So what I do currently is, like, for example, here, let's take this wave here, all of this wave, and all of this wave here. So from the lowest point to the highest point. So the TP is around what? 3,871 and 3,835. That's where it came from. That's where the level came from. You heard me say 3,800, 3,800, 3,800. That's where it came from. Do you get me now?
Amazing.
Okay, this thing is okay. Basic lesson. How do I set my Fibonacci to get 61.8? You just need to like just draw your Fibonacci after like an impulsive move to get your 61.8 and just set an alert. That's what I do. For me, Fibonacci is a little hard to understand. Know what's wrong with it. Okay, let me see if everyone understood it. What do you think, Rosa? Did you enjoy this?
Yes, and actually, as I said, I
Don't be nice. Like
rewatched it.
seriously.
No. I'm going to rewatch it because not the retracement, but the extension. These two levels. I think I can work around trying to understand FIBO adapted to the strategy I have.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it can help a lot,
yeah.
because it did help me a lot.
And you're right.
Okay, so Costel asked a very good question. Fibonacci can be used in different time frames, definitely. But what you need to think in is what? Waves. So we saw waves on the daily, right? Let's go to the 1 minute. So isn't this a wave? Like, isn't this one wave? Forget about this one. Let's zoom out. This is a wave, this is a wave, this is a wave, correct? Anytime you have like an impulsive move and a correction, that's a wave and that's a wave. You have two types of waves. You have impulsive waves and you have corrective waves. So that's how I want you to understand it. So for example here, that's a wave here, correct? And it has many waves inside of it. And this was a wave and it has many waves inside of it. And this was a wave and has many waves inside of it, and so on. And then it gets broken, and this is a wave, this is a wave, this is a wave, this is a wave, and so on. So you can use it, definitely you can use it, but you need to think in waves. That's the most important thing. to reverse on 61.8 or 70 is candle confirmation, right? Your setup, whatever it was, but for me, yeah, it's the candle confirmation, which is the engulfing candle, because the whole system is built around, or the whole strategy is built around the engulfing candle. I know that reversal feeling from TP, it feels very bitter thing, and okay, yeah, correct. Do you have any questions, guys?
No, from my side, pretty clear.
Okay, so is this guy like Rosa? What do you think? Is this a wave here, like on the 1 hour? Do you consider this to be a wave? Because we have
I
this
think
wave, this wave, this wave, this wave.
I think so.
Yeah, this is a wave. So if you take the Fibonacci, you will be surprised
Yeah.
that this those two moving averages coincide with a Fibonacci level.
Mm.
So that's a little bit um, scary for the bears until it breaks below, like and closes below for the day. Then we can consider it to be um, like an engulfing candle on the daily, and we wait for a correction of this wave. How do we know the correction? Let's assume that it stops here, like at 42, at 40, 42. And this is
Okay.
the highest point, and this is the lowest point. We don't know the lowest point yet, but let's assume, just
Mhm.
for the sake of the example. Where do we expect it to go back to tomorrow if there's going to be a retracement on the engulfing candle? Somewhere around 4100.
Okay.
So if
Yeah.
you get a
Mm.
setup between 4100 and 4120, like 4120, then this area, I would be looking for sells around this area, and will be very happy to sell with my stops above the engulfing candle.
Mhm. Good.
There it is. So that's like an application on real market or live market.
It's so good to learn these things. It's actually amazing. I'm already trying to understand on my side uh, FIBO with some real examples.
And once you start like practicing it, and like once you start using it and trying stuff with it and playing
Mm.
around with it, you will fall in love with Fibonacci. It's mind blowing, honestly. And there's a pro tip here. Um, the usual levels for each pair differ. So 61.8 is actually the sweet spot for all pairs, but some pairs stop the correction usually at 50%. Some of them stop at 61.8. Some of them
Okay.
stop at 70% most of the time. So the best thing to use Fibonacci on, if you're like so fixated on the 61.8% is Euro USD. Euro USD respects Fibonacci very much, and it respects technicals in general very much. So if you take this wave from here to here, where did it stop? Oh my God, 61.8.
Yeah.
Then like even the mini ones inside, it's 61.8. Let's see like a bigger trend here. Yeah, for example, this one here. This is an amazing trend, right? It continued like it started on December 2020 and it ended on September 2022. I'll tell you later why this happened, because like fundamentally. But for now, we're talking about Fibonacci. So we had this amazing downtrend here, right? And it's not also a trend; it's a channel, which is like even better. Where did we go? Yeah, here. So Fibonacci from here to here is 50% close to 61. And then if we take it from here to here, it's also 50%. If you take it from here to here, it's 50%. You take it all the way from here to here, guess what? 50%. So consistency is very common in Fibonacci. So if you have a clean trend like this one in front of us, or once you get a clean trend in front of you, you can cheat with Fibonacci. How? You can go back to the previous waves and see what usually happens within this same wave
Mm.
or within this same trend. So if this trend usually stops, like corrections usually stop around 50%, then it's most likely going to keep stopping at 50% every time.
Like it has memory
Exactly.
for a session or two, like, or
No,
forever.
no, no.
Like,
This has been like this went all like for 2 years.
okay.
Yeah, this went on for
Well,
two
this
years.
is one day. Yeah, I know, but I meant, so you pay attention on what did before the waves earlier, and then it reproduces back.
Most likely, yes. It's
Okay.
not guaranteed, obviously,
Mm,
but
of course.
most likely it's going um, to follow the same pattern, which is same correction level, 50% of the previous move, 50% of the previous move, and so on. Now, the priority for like me, at least, and I think it should be for any trader, is to find first of all find the direction or find the trend.
Mm.
Once you find the trend, it's a lot easier to know what you want to do with the market. If you want to sell or buy,
Mm.
or you know what, like you take a side. You're either on the bull side or the bear side.
Interesting.
1 hour's fib on wave, 15 minutes entry when reach 61.8. Yeah, how does that work for you, Costel? Because I don't use it like that. Maybe it works. I don't know. I haven't tried your method. Costel, not impulsive and relaxed. Impulsive and corrective. So one of the principles of technical analysis is that prices move in trends and they move in zigzags. They don't move in straight lines. So that's, I think, the biggest blessing we have. We get corrections because if we don't, if you miss a trade, you just miss it. You don't
Mm.
have a second chance, a third chance, or a fourth chance. Unlike the current, um, not situation, the current conditions or the current, I don't have the word. What is it? The current norm. Not even that is not right. Come on.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
The current nature. That's the word.
Nature, yeah.
Yeah.
And do you also, so going back to the multi-time frame analysis, I mean,
Hmm.
on day one day candles,
Yeah.
Fibos are higher and
Of
bigger.
course.
Uh, how do you, so do you start plotting, let's say in one day, and then you mark the zone, like the retracement, 61-ish retracement, and then you go to the 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours. So well, 4 hours, 1 hour, blah, 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 and keep going down.
You can do that, but if you're asking me,
Yeah.
like what I do, no, I don't do that. I just
Okay.
like, for example, I just wait for the 61.8% retracement on the daily, for example, and I
Okay.
wait for my engulfing candle. If I
Okay.
get it, then I wait for a 50% retracement on that candle. And then when I have a smaller wave, or like the mini waves inside the new wave that I'm trading, then I have a smaller wave. I go to lower time frames, for example, 1 hour. And let me give you an example. 1 second.
Okay.
It's much easier with an example. So we know what's happening here.
Sorry, Saif, bear with me a
Yeah,
second. Just a second.
take your time. Okay.
Sorry, that's it.
Leonardo Fibonacci was an Italian mathematician in 1200th century. Correct.
Okay.
I'm not sure of the century, but was it the 12th century or 14th, 16th? Okay, there's something in me. If I saw my trade and loss and I say I close this turn my entry and I close the trade and then it hit my target, which I close, how can I improve this? Okay, I think Mesa has a nice question. There is something with me. If I see my trade and loss and I say I'll close if this turns to my entry, if it goes back to the entry, I think, and I close the trade and then it hit my target, but she has already closed the trade.
Mm,
How can I improve this? You need to sit on your hands and do nothing. You need to wait for your trade to take profit or stop loss, at least at the beginning, because what's happening with you now is that you're running out of trades out of fear. Why? Because your amygdala, which is your part of the brain, very small part of your brain, is responsible for the alarm system in your body. So now your amygdala thinks whenever you're in loss or you're in drawdown, your amygdala thinks that you're being chased by a predator, which is not true. But that happens with time. That happens with the like extreme fear of loss. So how do you train your amygdala? You just sit on your hands, and even if it closes like at a loss, fine, take it and train your amygdala that okay, I lost. Nothing changed. I didn't die. Nothing happened to me. My heart is still working. Everything is still working perfectly. So this way, you train your amygdala that it is okay sometimes to lose, and it's okay to see yourself in drawdown. Obviously, it's not nice to see yourself in drawdown, but this is going to happen. The minute you signed up to be a trader, that's part of the deal. You're going to see your own money in drawdown, which is painful, I know, but it's part of the game. And once you train your amygdala, you can start playing around. And once you become comfortable with risk, like day after day, you will improve and you will start to move and play around with risk management techniques such as moving your stop loss to break even for the right reasons, not because you don't want to see like red. Not because of that, because for example, your trade now moved to another level, so it shouldn't go back to your entry. That's why you moved your stop loss to break even, not because you don't want to see red. Look for a new move, a new day, and but reflexes keep coming. Yeah, you need to stop reacting. Every trade is won or lost before it starts, Mesa. You need to keep that in mind. Okay, break even for 1.5. Any advice? What do you mean? Your break even on for 1.5? You mean a year and a half or a month and a half? A year. Okay. 1.5 years. Any advice, Rosa? Would you like to take this one?
yeah. Um, okay. I was thinking that's why, because that one's difficult. So
Daniel is saying he's been in break even for the past year and a
yeah,
half.
for the year and a
What
half.
advice do you have for him? Have you been in drawdown, like in sorry, break even phase before? I think you have. We all have.
We all have.
Yeah.
And first of all, the comment when he wrote it first, it was written like for 1.5 any advice. So I thought when he was reaching point 1.5 profit, he would set break even. But then um, one 1 year and a half on break even, that's something we have to analyze. So what's the reason? I mean, are you following your strategy to the T? So are you doing what you are supposed to do? Is your strategy written down so you have clarity on what do you have to do? So let's say I'm going to risk one and take one and a half take profit. Do you actually do so? So it's important to have a bitacora or a spreadsheet where you analyze your strategy and also you write down what you are doing. Because without data, saying I'm on break even for 1 year and a half, extremely difficult to find what's the reason. So it might be you are not following your strategy. You are when you are one on profit, you get scared and then you set break even, like Mesa was talking before, saying before, and then it hits break even. So your strategy is good, but you are the problem, or you are not following any strategy. You're doing whatever, or you allow yourself on many losses in a row, but then when you start winning, you cut the losses straight to the point that you are on break even. So you lose $40, and when you are up $40, you close the trade. Just not to win this trade, but to recover the previous one. So it's very important to know what do you do, because 1 year and a half on break even is sometimes is even worse than 1 year and a half losing. Because if you're losing, you're doing everything wrong. But when you are on break even, it's like you're doing well, but we need to understand the small bits on what you're doing in order to improve. Because I don't think everything's wrong on what you're doing. It's just a small piece of the puzzle that you are not letting accommodate properly. Sometimes, when I've seen similar cases, similar people with similar problems, it's because the moment you start seeing money just coming in, and working not as much as 8 hours on a regular job, you do absolute nothing but sitting down and watching to a screen, so on and so forth, and coming starts getting in, people get scared because this is not how we have been raised psychologically. We have to work, we have to do something with our hands, or we have to move around, or we have to do something. But sitting on a chair, pushing buttons, and most of the day doing absolute nothing, that's very difficult for people to follow. So I've seen some cases where when money started coming in, um, people are not used, these 2 3 people weren't used to that, and they start boycotting, like doing things wrong on not on purpose, but because that's not fair money. That's not money they should be having. Do you know what I mean? So I'll need some more um, understanding on why you think you are, what are you doing wrong. Probably, as I said, it's just one small piece of the puzzle, but you have to write it down. Otherwise, it's impossible to understand what's this small piece. That's my
Total
thinking.
agreement. Total agreement. I would add one thing, um, which is a positive thing. Usually, when you're in road like in break even for a long time, it means one thing: you're closer to being
Hmm.
profitable than you think.
Yeah.
It's just you stopping you from um, reaching that point.
Hmm.
And I haven't met a single trader that hasn't went through the break even phase,
Yeah.
because it's part of the journey.
Hmm.
What you need to do is, as I told you, you need to train yourself to accept losses. The same way I told Mesa, because once you start to give your strategy room to breathe and to actually show you if it works or not, only then you will have more confidence in it and you will start to make more and more money. But as long as you're scared to enter, and you're once you, like, for example, the example that Rosa just gave, If you lose $40 and then the market gives you back $40, although the potential of that specific trade is $1,000, you will take the $40 just to feel that, okay, we're now at break even. Let's now wait for another trade. What if the other trade comes after a month? What happens? And this was like a home run. Why did you close early? That's why I tell all traders, just sit on your hands and let it play out. If you can't afford to lose, just try it on demo and build the necessary confidence you need to actually use it on real money. Because demo is not very different than real in terms of the technicalities. The technical side is the same, but what's different or what's going to be different is the psychology. So work on your psychology, or like have more confidence in your strategy and edge on the demo, and then you move to the
Mm.
live trading, because live trading is already like, it's already hard. Trading is already hard. You don't need to have another layer of difficulty over what's already hard. That's why I tell you, just sit on your hands. If you can't afford to lose, just go to minimum
Mm.
lot size and wait for it. Watch it hit your TP or watch it hit your stop loss. Only then you would know that if the problem is you or your strategy or your edge. Because right now, whenever that happens, it's just lack of confidence in your own strategy or edge.
That is.
Okay, Sadiq is asking me for 4 hour wave. You have to wait for a long time. What other strategy do you use? Um, so most of the time I do nothing. I just wait. I'm used to waiting, and I spent most of my career waiting. So I think I just wait for my entry. But to answer your question, realistically, sometimes I decide I want to scalp because of Rosa, of course. She taught me this. I want to scalp or I want to take a day trade. I go to lower time frames and just look for, as long as it aligns with the higher time frame analysis or the higher time frame bias, um, I take the trade, because sometimes I don't feel comfortable being against the trend, even though if it's the 1 minute time frame. Sometimes I do it, but I don't feel comfortable. And when I don't feel comfortable, I'm not at my best. So if I decide to scalp, I use the exact same strategy on the 1 minute wave, for example, rather than the 4 hour wave, because it's still brewing, it's still cooking. Correct?
Mhm.
Bonus cycle, because I lose the discipline for a few weeks, but then suddenly I lose my discipline. Is there any solution? Why do you lose your discipline? Because you're not seeing any results? Is it that?
Mm.
Is that the reason?
That was important.
Mesa has lack of strategy, confidence in her strategy. That's
Mm.
why you need to test it more, and you need to um, go to demo account and try your strategy. The main reason there would be, or the main challenge, or the main objective of that, is to see if your strategy actually works uh, on a long enough period of time, plus on different time, not time, on different market conditions. And once you know that your strategy actually works on a big sample size, once you know that, or you have your answer, you know that the strategy is not the problem anymore, you can move to live and you start working on your psychology on the live account. You show us the settings and visibility of your Fibonacci. Sure. Okay, can you see it? I don't think I can zoom in because that's just a pop-up. So I only turn on the 1.414 and the 1.272.
Mm.
Anything I don't use, I just remove it from the. Let me settings.
I'm doing demo, says Maza. I'm doing demo and no real money till I saw results.
Perfect. That's the best thing you can do for now.
Mm.
Break even for the past 5 months. Break even for the past 5 months. Same answer, same situation, my friend.
Mm. Maza, I don't know for how long have you been in demo, you or anyone else, indeed. Um, but that's an opinion, personal opinion, but I don't recommend to trade on a demo account for a long time because
Yeah, not very long time. Yes.
there's no real feelings and you can get bored or you can have a good day in life and still trading because it's a demo. And you wouldn't do that on a live account, or you have to take into consideration some of the rules. So I would suggest that's something I always say to the people I mentor. Okay, it's fine, but after 2, 3 months, that's enough. Then you have to take, I don't know if you, where are you from, but you take $1, 50 cents, doesn't matter, at an amount of money. And every time you lose, you put the money on a jar, the money you are losing. And every time you win, you move that money to another jar.
Such a motherly solution.
I know.
Every time you curse, you put $1 in the jar.
You
Yeah.
put a dollar and then no more swearing for this week. But you have to actually see money in your on your hands, like moving around. And if you lose that money after, I don't know, you stay like 2 months and the jar is still with losing money in it, which is pretty normal, you take that money and you give it away. I don't know if you have kids or family or a brother or a sister, you give it away. That's money you shouldn't have lost. And first time, it's fantastic because you say, okay, then I'm going to put some
So she
cents.
does that while she's on demo, right?
Of course, yeah, but
Yeah.
you
Right.
actually have to lose money. You don't have to lose $1,000, but you have
That's a great idea, by the way. I've never thought of it this way. Like,
every month, whatever
yeah.
money is in the jar that you have lost, you give it away. But not, you
Hmm.
don't use it for you. You give it away
My
to
sisters
someone.
will be rich.
Maybe it's how much? $10, 15, 50, 100. It doesn't matter. You
Yeah,
shouldn't.
whatever. Just
Uh,
like have a fixed amount, I think,
yeah,
because every time you're going to, you know what, I have 5 cents. Let
yeah.
me
Your
trade. No.
sisters will be rich. That's fantastic. So
You can borrow
someone.
money from your sister by then and then fund the trading account.
The point is, you need to actually lose something because when we don't lose, we don't appreciate what we have or what we should improve for not losing it. Um, Not only in trading, in as in life. So it's
Hmm.
important you see money going out from you. I mean, not from you, from your pocket.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that would be weird if money came out of you. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, I totally agree with what Rosa said, and that's a great idea. But I want you to know that because I suggested Mesa to trade on demo, I was talking to her the other day and like a few weeks ago, and she started trading demo based on my suggestion. Now, just to make things clear, when I say go trade on demo, it's not because I want you to waste your time. No, it should have
no, no.
an objective. You should have a journal for all the trades. It shouldn't be um, not serious. It should be very, very serious. And the objective of that is to know and to build confidence behind your strategy and your edge, if it works or not.
Mm,
And then, only then, you can move now to live accounts.
mm,
Arif says, by the way, I like trading execution. I love it, to
mm.
be honest. So that was a hell of a session, huh?
Mm. It was.
Many, many subjects and many questions answered. Um, but I enjoyed it. It was like we had some great questions, and I think we had some good interaction, which means that we did well.
Mhm.
Congratulations, Rosa, on the great session.
Oh, thank you
Um,
to you and everyone.
all right, so thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Rosa, for joining the live stream. As always, we are very happy to host you. We are very happy to have you with us and to give you anything that might be of benefit to you in your trading careers, in your personal life, whatever. So, again, thank you, Rosa. Thank you, everyone watching. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.
See you. Bye. Bye bye.
Bye.